I'm Jake Schriner.
I'm Bob Nelson. I'm Tracey White.
And I'm Pastor Johnny Leckie, and this is the Compass Conversation podcast.
Yeah.
Exhale.
Breathe deeply. This will not hurt much.
Oh, wait.
We will follow you. You have the name above every name. We will follow you, King Jesus.
Article about lowering blood pressure through breathing exercises.
Yeah, I think you can do that. I recommend breathing.
It's pretty good for your health. It is. It's
All right, we're back. Everybody turn and smile. Yeah, whatever. Anyhow, so welcome back to the podcast. He's still doing the thumbnail. It's just going to be you. Welcome to the Antler Podcast.
Oh dear.
Well, all right. This is giving you a clue of what to expect. All right, well, let's go around the table as usual. We'll start right here on my right. Jake, how are you doing, sir?
Good. I'm good. After a week off of work, back at it today.
That's right, you traveled all us.
Yeah, we were in Florida. It was really nice. Had a good time. Went to the pool almost every day. Went to the beach for an afternoon. Got to see Colette's aunt and uncle that we had not seen since our wedding. So coming up on 6 years ago.
Wow.
So it was really good to see them.
Yeah.
Saw one of Colette's cousins, went out to dinner one night, and then the next day they joined us at the beach for a little bit, and we had lunch at their house, and it was very nice. They had they set up a little Easter egg hunt for Harper and had some stuff for her and everything too.
Cool.
I love this little play-by-play that you're giving us. That's excellent. It's like a rundown of your...
Yeah, so we had a lot of fun. I was a little disappointed by I had rented a Tesla when we set up like all of our everything. I picked the Tesla because I saved a bunch of money on my plane tickets. I'm like, I'm gonna go for a top tier car rental, and then we called up the resort, and unfortunately their electric charging stations were not working at the moment because there's a big hurricane that came through last year that they're still rebuilding from, Hurricane Ian, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when we got to Hertz, when we landed, we just decided we asked them like, hey, we're not going to do the Tesla anymore. Do you have anything else that's kind of fun?
Did you get the Jeep?
No, they didn't have a Jeep Wrangler. That was the first thing I asked for was a Jeep Wrangler, and they didn't have one. But they're like, well, we do have a Camaro. I'm like, all right, let's do a Camaro. So yeah, we got to rent a 2023 Camaro, and on the second day I found out it had a sport mode, so Colette really loved it. Yeah.
Oh, no, okay.
Yeah.
Racing mode.
It was a lot of fun. We're spoiled in this state, and you forget how flat other parts of the country are. I got so bored driving. Like, there's not hills or anything. I mean, the highest point in the state of Florida is like 600 feet, which is like that's not even a hike out here. So,
right.
But yeah, we had a really nice time. Got back on Saturday. Had the day Sunday to just kind of relax and unpack and everything, and then back at it at work. And
you were at church even. I was
Harper and I made it to church.
This particular week.
Absolutely. A little light on the antenna of the nose. I'm glad.
Where were y'all?
I'm glad we made it. One thing about work, so before I left, our inventory system, our server went down. It's a Linux system. Not many people work on those. There's a whole deal, failed hard drive. Just super annoying stuff. Had to recover the data, all that. So at the end of last week, they got it back up and running. But now my poor receptionist is under a literal mountain of data entry paperwork to do. We get anywhere from 40 to 60 tickets a day, and we had 3 weeks worth of tickets stacked up. So you do the math on that, it's about 750 tickets.
Yeah.
And she's chugging through it. She's doing great, but I feel really bad. I'm going to give her a couple days off when she's done with it. Like, hey, Grace, you can go ahead and leave if you want.
That's nice.
But yeah, I'm glad to be back. Glad to kind of get into the swing of things, and we got some exciting stuff coming up too.
Yes, we do. I have to comment one other little thing here about how fun this is. That I think in the last podcast you said, "Yeah, I went skiing this week." And this one, I was at the beach this week.
I'm all over.
Love it.
That's awesome,
I'm
man.
glad to be back. I'm looking
Was it
forward to a
golfing
good summer.
or somewhere?
Yeah, I was golfing. I was golfing, and then before that was skiing. And,
Now you're at the beach.
you know, if you know, you only check in with me once every 2 weeks. It sounds like I live an exciting life, but
It's a miracle in getting.
absolutely.
Glad to see you, man.
Thank you.
Bob, how are you doing?
I did not go to the beach.
No beach for you.
But it's doing good. Despite a lot of huge volumes for work and stuff, and a lot of overtime, things are moving along. It seems like it's evening out for the next couple of weeks, but yeah, I doubt it. So we'll see. And today though, because they did upgrades to the systems over the weekend, meant everything got screwed up.
Of course.
For this morning. So I did what I could at work, and then I, went back home and finished up. And by the time I got back home, that system that I needed was up and running, and so it was perfect timing. And,
Nice.
So it was And so instead of commuting during my off hours, I was commuting during my lunch break. So it worked. Yeah, good time.
Not bad.
But yeah, no, things are going really well. I'm very excited about today's warmth and my run.
Today's warmth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That shall be gone in 2
nice and
days.
It was warm.
We're getting more moisture.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's all good. Be great for that exciting thing.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's doing well.
All right, man. Glad you're here. Tracy, how are you?
I'm tired, of course, but it's Monday. But it was kind of a slow day at work, mostly because I was trying to produce some very super high resolution renders. And even though I have probably one of the world's most powerful, workstations in there, it ran out of ones and zeros.
Really?
Oh yeah, I was like, I don't think I want to work anymore. And so I have to do one render and then restart, and then do one render and then restart, and it's just takes a horrifically long time.
That feels like my morning was.
Yeah. And it takes up all of the resources, so like browsing the internet while it's trying to work is a no-go. But I had my regular laptop hooked up to the big screen in there to watch the SpaceX launch today.
Oh, that was today.
Which scrubbed.
Yeah.
So we're gonna try again in a couple of days. Mm-hmm. But this weekend was great. Got a couple of plumbing items taken care of. One was the backflow preventer, the vacuum, for the sprinkler system.
Oh yeah.
So I got that replaced, and then the front water spigot had frozen at some point inside the basement, and so whenever you turned it on, it would leak inside the basement. So I had to replace that, and so that's done. But all of the plants are coming up. Everything's looking good. You see the front yard.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It's they're really, really doing well. The sprinklers are now working. I don't think I'm going to turn them on until. Any predictions?
Mother's Day.
Mother's
That's
Day.
the safe gardening day is Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
Late
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely late May.
I don't know if I want to go that far or that long without watering everything, but
Totally depends on how much moisture we keep on getting every week.
Yeah.
On that end, I don't think we're going to get any more big freezes. It just
I hope
the
not.
way things are going, but. Yeah,
I hope not.
This is Colorado. You
It
never
is.
know.
It is Colorado.
I know.
Bipolar.
Spring is here. No, it's not.
Yeah.
No, last year we had to put
kidding.
tents over
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
that was planted. So
That's what I was thinking. Exactly.
we'll see.
But you guys, the biggest thing, of course, that happened this weekend was Maverick James, my second grandchild.
Yes,
was born.
congratulations, sir.
He's healthy and
Cute as
everything.
can be.
Awesome.
He's about yay big, and I can't wait to meet him in person. So we're gonna try to make it down there to Texas this summer sometime.
Soon.
That's awesome.
to see them. But going to the beach in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing the grandbaby, we're gonna go take a cruise to the Bahamas. Hey, congrats on the baby. We'll be back later. We're gonna go over here. Yeah, we've had that thing scheduled. We're on it.
The cruise was planned, and yours was not.
Right. So there you go. But yeah, other than that everything's kind of getting back to normal. So Johnny,
Yes.
How are you?
I am well. About that weather thing, I was saying this, I guess was it Saturday? Where, I was sitting in the living room, I looked out the window, it was kind of gray, I turned back to what I was watching, looked out this way to my kitchen window, looked kind of different from here. I turned back around, it was snow sleet. Whoa! I didn't expect that. Wow, okay, went back to watching for a few minutes. Look back over this, wait, there's no snow happening in the backyard. Turned back around, the sun was coming out.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, it was hilarious.
Yes.
Oh yeah, but anyway, yeah, no, I'm doing well. I'm wearing my shirt I wore on Easter. Thank you. You guys have commented already. The comment I got at school was from a kid who said, "Mr. Leckie, come here." I walked up, said, "Yeah, what is it? Why are you dressed so fancy today?"
Nice.
This is fancy. All right. Just changing it up, kids. But yeah, well, I'm doing well. Kind of weary. No, that's an understatement. I'm really tired. Is the thing. I'm trying to put a good face on it. But for the podcast and for you guys, that means there's no telling what I might say.
Some entertainment value.
If we're ready to edit, I'll be ready to edit. The editing shall happen.
Another
quickly.
raw and unfiltered episode.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of things like that, we can go ahead and move into at least the weekend, or since we've been here last. I was looking at the message, and I did not hear myself do this. You guys may have noticed this. But there's one point in the sermon, I'm talking and I say, it is not good, or God does not want us to do life alone. That's what I say. And He doesn't want you to live as a follower of Jesus alone. And you know why? I said, many reasons. But one reason is, and there's a weird pause, and I say, it gets hard sometimes. It gets hard sometimes. It gets hard sometimes.
Words to live by.
Loud when I realized I had said it that way.
That's the tagline.
It gets hard
sometimes.
So that's what I've been saying. Leo's back from her, doctor visit and everything. We're talking about that. There's a pause. It gets hard sometimes. I don't know, man. All right.
That is true, though. It is really, really hard sometimes.
Gets hard
If you're trying to go the road alone.
Oh yeah, the sentiment is
Gotta
correct.
have
It's just the way I said it.
Yeah, no.
It gets hard.
Oh, goodness.
All right, guys. What do you want to talk about? We've had a lot happen, even Easter, and then last week, new series, all these things. What do you guys want to talk about? Garden's coming up.
Yeah. Knock out the garden chat real quick. Because we do
Yeah.
have, for anybody.
Hang on a second.
Oh.
And now, for Garden Chat. With Jake. Listen here.
Oh. Yeah, so for all of our viewers out there, at 4:30 this Sunday, we're all going to meet at Delaney Community Farms. And oh, by the way, I did get an email. We'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
About payment, but yeah. Yeah, right. This coming Sunday, 4:30. I think is the time we agreed on meeting. We're gonna do a bunch of prep work. If anybody has a tiller, please let us know because we would love to use that.
Gas powered tiller, right?
Gas powered, yeah. I have a manual powered one, but that will take a while. And it's good shoulder workout.
If all else failed, if by Friday or whatever we don't have anything, then can't we rent one from
We
someone?
can.
Yeah, we can rent one from like Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah, Home
Okay,
Depot.
well we'll just, Bob,
Yeah. Yep.
Right here.
Jake and I will figure that one
in front
out.
of God and everyone, I commissioned thee.
What is the weather supposed to be
Read that
like?
up.
Like right now, what's the forecast for Sunday afternoon?
Sunny is what I
Yeah,
saw last.
60 and
but
sunny. It should be much better than the last
None
time.
of that means a thing. Why are we even
Exactly.
talking about 7 days from now?
Let us dream.
We have no idea what it's going to be
For
like.
Easter, the week before Easter, it was going to be really ugly and cold, and it was not.
Right.
And the next day, it literally changed.
Yes.
It was not. So yeah.
Especially this time of year.
We'll hope that it just stays.
It's supposed to be sunny.
Yeah.
But I did see a little snow icon somewhere in
And,
Saturday or Monday.
and we have had
that means
snow on
anything's
Memorial
possible.
Day.
It's true.
I'm moving to
It
Texas.
was May 15th, May 20th, 2 years ago, and there was snow. I mean, it didn't last long. It didn't
Yeah.
stay or anything, but it was like, it's snowing. It's the end of May. That was fun.
If anything comes up and kills all our, nice budding plants and flowers and stuff, I'm gonna be really upset.
That's what happened.
Well, they have to beat my neighbor's wife to that because she killed 18 of the 30 peppers that we had started.
Oh!
No, it's,
Did I just hear you say you beat your neighbor's wife?
no. If anything is trying to kill our plants, they'll have to beat her to it.
You would have to beat.
I asked a friend to help water our pepper starts that we had planted. I have 2 shelves in my basement with grow lights going, and I got a text from her on Saturday morning that said, "I am so sorry, I didn't realize you had a second shelf of peppers."
Yep.
And that was the end of
Those peppers.
Oh!
So, but they always start a bunch for their own garden, so she's going to donate. They're going to donate some pepper plants and to replace the ones that.
While y'all were gone?
Yeah, they were
I
supposed
wish
to.
we would have known. We would have gone.
Get them to come help us.
Well,
with our
they
community
were
garden.
like, I had asked them, and they were all, yeah, we'll help you, no problem. Like, and I gave them the code to get in, and they knew the drill and where I have everything.
Yeah,
And
there were 2 shelves.
Yeah, and there were 2 shelves, and I had.
So community service, they have to come help us with our garden.
I might.
Penance.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
But, so I think this Sunday we'll probably do a lot of prep work, get some mulch laid, the paths redefined and stuff. Maybe plant some seeds. I don't know if we need to or not. We can always, that's easy to do. The hard work's going to be prepping the soil, laying out, fertilizer and all that other stuff.
I'm sorry, Jake, but and I was just thinking as you were saying that it can't be as bad as it was the year before.
No,
I mean we've
done a lot already. Like that first day last year, I mean, we spent the first hour and a half just picking up the trash and raking, and now
the boxes, the cardboard.
The cardboard that was laid on half of it for some reason. But that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I like that we're limiting the variety, and we're gonna have so many onions and carrots and peppers and cucumbers and all
a
sorts
real
of
harvest of sorts, right?
true big harvest. Yes, absolutely.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I've already committed to this idea that we will have shirts, compass shirts that are garden.
I love it.
I don't know what you want to call it. The green team, the garden team. I don't know. What do we call it? The harvest.
The green team.
We'll get
Packers.
something punny.
I don't know. I don't know. Come up with a name. We'll throw it on there. It'll be the Compass Church, Compass Denver, but maybe with another design.
Yeah.
Green shirt. Because we can do a limited run of those, because it's a smaller group focused on that. So. All right. We'll think about that. All right. What else? What else about the weekend or whatever? Or any more about garden chat?
No.
Garden chat.
Garden chat.
And that concludes the gardening section.
Ends the garden chat.
We'll be right back after.
Thank you for joining us. Garden chat.
Garden chat. Okay, so that was the jingle. Sorry, I told you. I don't know what else. So yeah.
You have to cut that and put it at the beginning and the end of the segment.
Garden chat. All right.
Work on that. We can do some harmony.
Yeah, we're good. It sounds like a good idea right now.
I gotta
In
ask
reality, I don't know.
was there enough wind yesterday to fly kites? You mentioned
right.
getting the
Yeah, I don't
kites, and I
think
was
so.
like, I don't think it was windy enough anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it
So,
was.
Much like Easter, it wasn't
Yeah.
really windy enough.
Nope.
And
We're gonna bring
who
him
was it
around.
out there?
Aubrey, my neighbor,
yeah.
she was trying like crazy to get it to fly. And
Yeah, that was a
it
bummer.
was like just kind of fits and starts, so the best she could do is run with it.
Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, we do still have them, and we still have a number of them that we can give out. But it's all right.
Movie night, whenever that comes up.
And it's going to be a multifaceted summer.
Do we have something
Wheezing.
planned for each month, or every a couple of times a month, or?
Yes, it's as you were leaving on Sunday, I threw out the idea we're going to have a church family gathering. Yeah, maybe we'll just make that our first burger grilling
Hang out,
at my house or something.
Sounds
That'd
good.
be good.
But as opposed to a general hangout, it's going to be me sharing the vision for the summer and what we want to do, the heart behind it, get some feedback, and just to kind of get everybody on board with how we're going to be reaching not just into right where we are at the school, but into various neighborhoods this summer.
All right.
So, slight teaser. Movie night, yes, but more than that. So,
Okay.
I'll just leave it at that for now.
And-
Until we all talk, I don't want to kind of promote.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought maybe we could brainstorm a little bit.
Well, my stormy brain is
Yeah.
it's already quite a bit there.
Brain is something I'm thinking, but that storm is not the word I think
Right.
for tonight.
I'm just trying to make it so that there's some balance in what we're doing.
Sure.
For those basically 2 months and a couple of weeks of August.
Yeah.
And
I'm
not wearing
sorry,
everybody
I'm
else
sorry.
out. No, that's all right. Not wearing everybody out and making sure we're doing focused things that are building us up together, right? Kind of drawing a line and saying who's in. Right? It's that time again. We've got a little stretch where it's time to kind of re-up everybody's. All right, we're ready to lock arms. Let's take this next hill. And also let a ton of people that don't know we exist know we exist.
Yeah.
You know, I think that there are. I mean, I've said this many times. I mean, we're not a perfect church by any stretch. But in all of the years of ministry that I have been in, I've never enjoyed the process and the fellowship and the heart and the vibe of being in any church like Compass Church. So it's special, I believe. I feel like God wants to use it to impact many, many people. I think we've refined certain things that it's time to launch out a little bit more. So
Okay.
how about that?
Cool. Yeah.
And I
It's
mean,
not just a coffee talking.
I'll echo that when I was called to help church plants somewhere. When we'd gone to 2 different plants. One was an interesting one. The second one was a very traditional plant out in Parker. It was growing to be a very traditional church, and they're already looking at trying to find building space and stuff like that.
Of course,
Yeah.
the preface to that is they started with $2.3 million.
Yeah, exactly. And about a dozen families from Texas moving to Colorado.
Think of your salary,
So-
Bob. Think how awesome that would have been. No, stop
I
thinking.
wouldn't have had those system issues.
No,
today.
stop thinking. Stop thinking about
But,
it.
no, yeah, just and it was a great bunch of people. Loved them. They were great. Even the first one that was interesting. Great bunch of people. Loved them. Just it was not the same as Compass. When we came to Compass right before the pandemic, it's like, wow, I really like what's going on here. And then we got stuck with being in a church during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And it grew very much on us, and God seemed to kind of go, this is where I want you. So yeah, I totally agree with you. Very, very special vibe, and a lot of just really great people here. So
Yeah.
and we want more.
We do.
We need more. That's right.
We were kind of creative back in those days, trying to keep things going. We learned a
That's
lot
right,
about how
pandemic.
to do the technology side of things, and it really it enabled us to carry on with that stuff. Even now that we're back to normal, we can still use that technology to
Yeah, it
to
is
reach out.
for sure. I mean, I believe that God set up many churches to be able to do more outreaching things because of the pandemic, because they had to do things slightly differently. And for us, it's kind of opened up a whole new world of ways to connect with people. I mean, it sounds kind of grandiose, but I don't mean it that way. I just mean the fact that we can stream, and we kind of can do it from anywhere.
Yeah.
And we're pretty flexible when you think about where we meet and how we meet and what we can do.
Yeah.
We're pretty much conditioned a bit in our church to expect things to be a little different from time to time, right?
Yeah.
A different environment, so it doesn't
We were
stay
like
boring.
yesterday. We were slightly, shifted to
Yeah, we really
different.
shook up basement, man. We
Living on the edge.
shifted the box light. Can we handle this change?
Sometimes it's hard.
That's good, Tracy.
Well, it is cool though, with with the technology that we have available now to us. On any given Sunday, we have people from multiple different states watching the service and participating in it and stuff. And I think that's absolutely awesome.
I do too.
Yes.
That we can reach people that way. It's
And there's
very cool.
there's a person or two who have been very involved online with our church. And by that I mean they give from time to time, they are plugged in that way, you know, they're part of the email list and stuff, but they're also there every Sunday online to the extent that I've met them I know them in person.
Yeah.
There was some things that happened that caused them to not be around for a while, but they've stayed connected with our church every Sunday to the point where they don't even know half of who's a part of our church anymore. So I still want them to come back in person, but they've stayed connected and interact and stuff. So I'm talking to you, Mark. Not but anyway, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, howdy, Mark.
That's already kind of a big long howdy. Oh well. Well, yeah, that's good. So anyway, summer it's coming, and we're gonna do a lot of things together. Of course, everybody's in and out of town for various things, including me. But speaking of out of town and in town, I mentioned this on Sunday, but yeah, Matthew and Danny, my son, daughter-in-law, and our 2 grandkids are going to be here this weekend.
Oh, cool.
And a part of our service.
Nice.
So
very nice.
It's been a while since they've been here for that. Jake, have you've been?
Yeah,
at the wedding. That's right.
Yep, and the Church on the Green last summer.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
That's right.
So anyway, that'll be fun. I might make him speak or something. We'll see.
Wait, you might make him or you might allow him?
No, I might make him.
It's going to be voluntold.
Voluntold, yeah.
If you want something to eat while you're here.
You gotta earn your keep.
No, I'm just kidding.
They can come help with the garden.
Hey! Oh, that's right!
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, that's great. I forgot about that. That's right. I mean, I forgot about those 2 dovetailing, so that's perfect. Because they'll be around until Tuesday. Now, I might not be able to do podcast next week, so that's a little heads up.
Okay.
Okay, we kind of seem to be programming every other week, so.
Yeah, I was gonna say, particularly going into the summer, I think that we're gonna do that for sure, just to free up a little bit of space because of all the other things that we're gonna be doing. Mm-hmm. Although I love it talking, even though we haven't even talked about yesterday's message or anything. It gets hard sometimes. Oh, anyway. Oi.
Yes, it does.
Public speaking, it's difficult. So,
Not for the faint of heart.
oh my.
It's difficult.
I've noticed that we're kind of better in the rhythm sometimes when we kind of have a week to kind of process. We're doing 2 weeks at a time, so I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
A lot of opportunities. Well, real quick, anything about message? Steadfast is the name of the series. I said it wrong. It's actually Steadfast Standing Firm. I kept saying Standing Strong, but it was supposed to be Standing Firm, so that's another goof up I did.
It gets hard.
It gets hard. It'll be our summer theme. It gets hard. This is so colorful sounding. We're in 1 Thessalonians chapter 3. I actually made it through how many verses?
Like 12. I'm sitting here looking at it, and I believe you made it through 12.
That is correct.
And supplemental verses, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the supporting verses. Supplemental? Is that?
Supplemental. Yeah.
Supplemental verses.
Captain's log. Supplement. All right.
Started at 1 Thessalonians. What?
1 Thessalonians. Started. Okay, anyway.
I do like, when we were doing the guys were getting together, we ended up going to Village Inn.
Yeah.
For all that time, and we were going through 1 John, and you brought up one of my favorite verses, if you recall, which was 1 John 4:7-8. Dear friends, let us love one another, because love is from God. And everyone who loves has been born of God and knows God. And one who does not love does not know God, because God is love. One of my favorites.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful, and it's also it's one of those difficult things too, right? Because if you think about your week or your relationships or who you're interacting with on any given day. And reflect back on the week and think, have I had a loving attitude towards these people? And again, love, not misunderstanding our cultural understanding of love, which is kind of squishy.
Yeah.
You know, love is tough. It's an intentional thing, but it doesn't approve of the person and everything they do. That isn't what love does.
Right.
It loves in spite of those things, doesn't it? You may remember from the previous message about the fact that it rejoices in the truth.
Yes.
Love rejoices in the truth, meaning it's going to tell the truth. Even if that is pointing out sin in someone's heart and life, that is still a loving thing. We love that person. But anyway.
Yeah, it just depends on how you do it. You can be a real jerk to telling somebody the truth, or you
That's
can do
not love,
it.
though, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You can have truth without love, but I don't think you can have love without truth.
Yeah.
Yes, very well
that's
said. Well
good.
said.
I like
Well
that.
said, Jake. Write that down, Bob. That's excellent. You're right.
Yeah, God is love. God's love is, it is perfect. And I'm trying to remember a quote that I looked up on. I'm retiring soon. On my retirement program, there's a quote on the back of it from this reverend, and I'm trying to remember his name, but he was a Senate chaplain way back in the day. I can't remember his name. But he's talking about God's love. He says, there is nothing that you can do to make God love you more.
You're all right. Yeah.
There's nothing you can do to make him love you less.
Yes.
He just loves you, and it's God's perfect love that is always there. It's so consistent and never wavers, no matter what.
Yeah. It's pretty
I
awesome.
was like, that's a pretty good quote.
Yeah, what else about?
What's his name?
It's gonna hit
Somebody
you.
help me out.
It's gonna hit you. I think I know what you're talking about. Like the famous old dude from like the 30s or something.
No, it was not
Not
that
that far
old.
back?
No, like 70s, I want to say.
Oh, I don't know. This pause is brought to you by.
It's hard sometimes.
Oh, holy cow. I'm going to splice that into the podcast. Just that clip. God doesn't want you to do life alone at all. He also doesn't want you to try and live as a follower of Jesus alone. You know why? Many reasons, but one of them is because it gets hard sometimes. Oh, man. I also talked about the fact that adversity brings or works with, honestly, I don't know, it gets hard. Temptation, because we were going to say how they're not the same thing, but they do. Adversity, or afflictions rather, invites temptation.
Right.
And the idea is Satan isn't necessarily bringing the difficulties that you're facing, but he will always use those things, right? So if you're having a bad day or whatever, it's not because Satan's being mean to me today. It's not necessarily that. It could be even your own choices that bring about the troubles you're going through. But he will always use those things to weaken you. And then he brings the temptation. And so he brings the temptation when you've been weakened.
Yeah.
And so that's how those two kind of work together. And that's why Paul was telling the Thessalonians, be aware of this, be very aware of this, so that you can thrive in spite of it.
Yeah, it starts out right in verse 2 of chapter 3. And we sent Timothy, our brother and God's co-worker in the gospel of Christ, to strengthen and encourage you concerning your faith, so that no one will be shaken by these afflictions. For you yourselves know that you are appointed to this. Yeah, and so you have that community right there. They sent Timothy. They're praying for him as well. And they get. This is kind of the fun thing. He gets there, reports back, and they're like, "Yes, well, you guys are doing so awesome. You encouraged us because you're doing so well."
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
really cool.
there's
So true.
there are feedback loops that are negative, and this is not one of them.
Yeah, that's just one of those surprising moments in that in those verses there. I think is that it's like just hearing this has actually helped us so much.
Yeah,
It's helped our ministry. It's helped our attitudes. Like we live because
Yeah.
we know that you're doing well. Love that.
Yep. And then-
Anyway, a lot of good things came out of that passage. I forgot how many. I think it was like 5 different things we looked at throughout that. But anything else stand out to you guys? before we get ready to roll?
So I'm going back to Easter on this one. I appreciate that you clarified that doubting Thomas is not a doubter.
Yes, that's
So,
right. Yeah, we are jumping scenes. fully now. Okay, no worries.
But it's really important to in that sense that he refused to believe until he saw it, and when he did see, he's like, "My Lord and my God!"
Yes.
You know, he didn't even have to do any touching or anything.
He was like,
"Oh, really?"
But, right.
But, yeah, for a long time, I'm like, he's not a doubter. When he's quoted earlier, as Jesus is like, "Hey, we're going back to Jerusalem," he's like, "Let's all go. So we're gonna die.
Let's go die. Let's go die with
And I got to thinking about it. His turning away so hard was probably because of disillusionment from the past false messiahs. He was like, "Oh, this is the real guy. He's actually healing people, and he's doing all these amazing things, and he's dead."
Well, yeah, and he grew to love him so much, and his belief was so strong. And if you've ever fully gone all in with somebody, and then you feel like they let you down, and maybe that wasn't the truth, or everything fell apart, and you were like, it's the gun shy. It's the no, I went all in, and I'm hurt, and I don't want to be hurt again. I'm not gonna dare to believe this. And be hurt again, right? It's like, guys, it's over. I hear you. You're just trying to carry. Who knows what the whole conversation was? Because they were all like, "Dude, he was here." No, I'm not. Yeah. But that's a big thing.
Yeah, because it was just when you were talking about that, I was thinking about Gamaliel and Acts saying that just let this thing burn out. If it's God, you can't stop it.
Right. Yeah,
and
right.
if it's not, it's going to go away. So and it didn't go away.
Right.
So, something to think about.
Yeah,
it is something good to think about.
And that ties back into the 1 Thessalonians and standing fast. We have a reason we can stand fast. We're not sitting there, and we have a reason to laugh at people behind me.
Did you see him?
Michael just appeared in the window. This means that we're out of time, right?
We are.
We haven't had time to pray yet. Well, anyway, good stuff, Bob. Thanks for bringing that up. Was there anything you wanted to add to that before?
No, just we have reasons to stand fast.
We do.
Good chunk of it's because he's not in the grave anymore.
Yeah,
that's right.
True.
And good stuff ahead in this series, too, the Steadfast series. It's interesting. I've never done it quite like this. Oh, my gosh. I guess Melissa's feeling better.
Yeah, seems so.
Oh, my gosh.
That's
Anyway.
awesome.
Yeah. I've
Your kids are awesome.
Anyway, I've never done a series like this where it's an anthology, in segments throughout. But it's nice because it changes it up. So if I'd said, "Hey, we're going to be in the anchored series all year," okay. Well, we have stuff in between, and even the summer, there's a break.
Anchored right here.
Would you remain steadfast? Anyway. So that Steadfast is going to go through May, basically. And then the summer, none of that. We're out of 1st, 2nd Thessalonians completely until we kick off the fall. And then we're into series of messages. Yep, and it's the 3rd message series in the Letters to a New Church. And then the last one is actually the last 3 weeks, I think, right, leading into Christmas.
Oh,
so we literally the year. So it's going to be, Lord willing, we'll see what happens.
And the creek don't rise.
And the creek don't rise. All right, guys, we need to shut this down. All right, so anything before we go to our final words? One, we for sure, John 3:16.
Yeah.
Well, let's hear it. Who wants to say it?
John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his one and only Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for sharing that, Jake. Well, here's the deal. We meet somewhere in the world every week, but always online. If you're on Facebook, you can find us by searching Compass Church Colorado, and you can discover more at compassdenver.com. And we'd love to have you as our guest this Sunday. All right, guys, final words.
Love you guys. Love everyone out there.
It's maybe gets hard. But likewise.
This has been great.
Grace to you and peace. And that's all we have for tonight, and we are out. Okay.
We are out.
It's the way you do this.
It's hard. Oh my goodness.
It's hard sometimes.